Welcome back to Wealth Tech. Today, we're talking about social media. Social media is everywhere. It's the first thing many of us check in the morning and the last thing we scroll through before we go to sleep. It fills the gaps in our commutes, our workouts, and our meals. It's how we stay informed, inspired, entertained, and at times overwhelmed. While platforms like Instagram, TikTok, X, and YouTube have revolutionized the access to information, they've also created an echo chamber of financial noise. From 18-year-old experts preaching about day trading strategies to influencers showing off leased Lamborghinis, social media has presented a highly distorted view of money. Today, we'll explore how social media affects our personal finance behaviors, how to filter signals from noise, and how to develop a grounded, rational, financial mindset in the age of digital distraction. Let's fill your pocket. Anyone with a smartphone can share their thoughts on budgeting hacks, stock tips, side hustle ideas, credit card strategies, or claim to be making $100,000 in just 10 minutes. On the surface, this feels empowering. Financial literacy is no longer locked behind expensive advisors or academic gatekeepers. With this access comes danger. The loudest voices are not always the wisest. The most engaging content isn't necessarily the most accurate. When a 19-year-old with no investing track record tells you to go all in on option trading, you're not getting advice. You're getting sold a fantasy. When a YouTube guru says you're a fool unless you have 5 rental properties by the age of 25, they're not offering strategy. They're peddling pressure. The algorithms don't reward truth. They reward engagement. And that engagement often comes at the cost of nuances, caution, or ethics. The rise of financial influencers. A new breed of influencers has emerged in the past decade, the finfluencers. Someone who creates financial content for views, clicks, and likes. They offer budgeting tips, investing ideas, stock picks, and motivational sound bites. While some of them have credible backgrounds, many of them do not. They post videos about how to budget your first paycheck, which stocks are ready to explode, side hustles that make $1,000 a week, millionaire habits you should start today. They look like you, they talk like you, and often, especially to a younger audience, feel more trustworthy than a traditional financial institution. And some of them are genuinely helpful. Some of them bring experience, education, and an earnest desire to demystify money. They've helped make financial education more relatable, especially for a generation raised with smartphones instead of spreadsheets. But others are just winging it for the clout. Social media thrives on perception. It's not about what's real, it's about what looks good in a square frame or 15-second clip. You'll see exotic vacations funded by credit card points, 6-figure months from dropshipping or crypto pumps, people claiming financial freedom in their early 20s. What you don't see is the credit card bills behind the luxury, the 3 failed businesses before the viral one, the mental health toll of constant work, the real cost of that freedom. The illusion distorts reality. It creates false benchmarks. You begin to compare yourself behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel, and that leads to shame about your financial progress, panic that you're falling behind, FOMO-driven decisions that hurt you more than they would ever help you. At its core, social media is designed to create aspirational content, showing luxury lifestyles and success. Many influencers present an image of wealth that isn't rooted in any substance. The $10K per month apartment, the $200,000 car, and the lavish vacations are often rented, financed, or staged. This is lifestyle flexing, the curated, polished, and highly filtered performance of wealth. And it's not just for entertainment anymore. It shapes how we think, how we feel, and more dangerously, how we spend. And this leads to the comparison trap, where you start to measure your life based on someone else's metric. The human brain is wired for social comparison. We constantly scan our environment to figure out where we stand. But on social media, we initialize their success as our benchmark. We think, they're my age. Why don't I have that? They make 6 figures in crypto. What am I doing wrong? She has a designer bag collection. I can't even pay off my student loans. It's the silent, subconscious erosion of financial self-esteem. We see others buying Bitcoin in 2015 and retiring at 30. We hear stories of secret side hustles making people $10,000 a month. And we start to panic, not just emotionally, but financially. This anxiety doesn't just make us feel bad, it drives action. And often, that action is reckless. People jump into high-risk investments without understanding them, take on credit card debt to buy luxury items they can't even afford. This pressure causes individuals to overspend, to appear successful, rush into volatile assets, feel anxiety, envy, or depression about their financial progress. The people who look rich aren't always rich, and the people who are rich don't often look like it. And the ironic thing is that in trying to look wealthy, people often undermine their ability to become wealthy. They spend instead of saving or investing. They borrow instead of building. They live for applause instead of sustainability. The emotional toll is equally brutal. People feel ashamed about their modest lifestyle, even if it is reasonable. They feel embarrassed about their jobs, even if it pays the bills. They feel inadequate about not owning the things they don't even need. This shame fuels a cycle. You see someone flexing online, you feel behind or lesser. You make a purchase to feel caught up. That purchase creates financial strain. The strain increases your insecurity. You look to social media for validation again. Social media is a stage. It's not a mirror. Social media is designed to be aspirational. It rewards what dazzles. And what dazzles most is wealth. The problem is, most of what you're seeing isn't real, but the illusion feels very real. It feels personal, and that becomes dangerous. Unlike Hollywood, where celebrities feel distant and untouchable, influencers blur that line. They're relatable. They're just like us, except with a Rolex and a 6-figure trading screenshot. This proximity makes the illusion feel achievable, which makes it all the more toxic. Now, there's no denying that there's an upside for this movement. The financial influencers have made finance cool, digestible, and viral. In an era where high schools still don't consistently teach financial literacy, social media has stepped in to fill the void. Because of financial influencers, millions of people know the terms like index funds, compound interest, financial independence, zero-based budgeting, credit utilization, and emergency funds. What once was buried in textbooks or expensive consulting is now available in 60-second videos or infographics. More people are budgeting, more people are investing, more people are thinking about their money. The problem is that the content economy rewards virality and not validity. Financial influencers are often incentivized to say what grabs attention, not what is safe, accurate, or well-researched. This isn't a flaw of individuals, it's a structural problem with the platforms themselves. To be successful on social media, most creators have to post frequently, keep their audiences emotionally engaged, offer quick solutions or strong opinions, be visually appealing. If financial content is nuanced, conscious, cautious, or grounded in disclaimers, it's not trendy. So what happens? Creators dramatize investing, oversell risk, or promise fast wealth because that's what gets clicks. Videos titled "The Stock That Would 10x by Next Month" or "How I Went from Zero to $1 million Trading Options." They get millions of views, and those views earn money, brand deals, and influence. It's not about helping you, it's about winning your attention. Social media platforms are engineered to serve content that keeps users engaged, not educated. If you want to watch one video about crypto or meme stocks, the algorithm will feed you a flood of similar content, creating an echo chamber. This inflates the confirmation bias. You're only seeing information that supports your existing beliefs or desires. For example, if you believe in real estate is the fastest way to build wealth, you'll most likely see content affirming that view. If you doubt traditional retirement planning, you'll be served a lot of anti-401k and ditch the 9 to 5 videos. This distortion makes it harder to evaluate financial decisions objectively. It wraps your perception of risk, time, and wealth. There's a saying in tech, if you're not paying for a product, you are the product. The algorithm also hijacks your curiosity. Let's say you click on a video titled, How I Made $10,000 Flipping NFTs. What happens next? The algorithm takes note. You're interested in fast money, crypto, or side hustles, so it queues up similar content. The more engaged you are, the narrower your content stream becomes. It feels like everyone is making money this way. It feels like you're onto something big. It feels like a movement. But what's really happening? You're being fed a biased vision of reality. Not because it's accurate, but because you keep watching it. You get trapped in a digital echo chamber where every scroll confirms your assumptions. You start to believe your perception is the norm, or worse, you start to believe it's the truth. Opposing views start to feel ignorant, outdated, or even threatening. You stop exploring, you stop questioning, and you stop learning. And this affects your wallet. This isn't just about cultural or emotional issues. It has a real impact on your finances. Social media can lead you to overspend, to match lifestyles, overinvest in volatile assets based on others' opinion, over-leverage yourself, chasing the shortcuts to wealth, and overstressing yourself to meet unrealistic goals. And we've seen instances of young investors losing thousands on risky options trading after watching TikTokers that glamorized leveraging. People taking out loans to buy crypto or meme stocks that were pumped by influencers, viewers buying into MLMs or sketchy courses marketed as financial freedom programs, credit card misuse, encouraged by content creators highlighting luxurious lifestyle hacks. The average user doesn't know how to filter some advice from hype, and that confusion can cost them. So how do you navigate this noise in a digital world without falling into traps? You start by asking credentials. Who are these people? What are their experiences? And are they trying to sell you something? You could also look for context. Is the advice based on a unique situation, or is it universally sound? You need to watch your emotions. Does the content make you feel panicked, ashamed, or behind? Diversifying your inputs. Follow experts with different views, not just people who confirm your biases or opinions. Prioritizing timeless advice. Learning the basics, such as budgeting, saving, diversified investing, and using platforms with intentionality. YouTube allows you to mark content as not interested. TikTok lets you reset your feed. Curate your digital diet like you would a meal. You'll also need to cultivate a grounded financial mindset. If you want financial peace in the digital age, you need more than just good advice. You need discipline, critical thinking, and emotional detachment. This means defining wealth on your own terms, creating financial goals based on your own values, embracing slow growth over fast, risky gambles, and valuing long-term solvency more than short-term status. It also means taking breaks from the noise. The less noise you let in, the more clearly you hear your own values, and also performing due diligence. To be clear, not all financial influencers are bad actors. Many of them are well-intentioned and some really qualified. The burden of discrimination now falls on you, the viewer. And to wrap it all up, in the world of algorithms, hype cycles, and digital experts, The greatest skill you can develop is clarity. Social media will keep getting louder. The temptation to chase trends will never stop. As with all things money, the responsibility lies in your hands. Your future is too valuable to entrust to strangers chasing likes. The loudest voice in the room isn't always the smartest. The flashiest life online isn't always the richest. And the best financial plan is the one that works for you and not others' followers. Social media can inform, empower you, and connect you to resources that can change your financial life. But if not used intentionally, it can also deceive, distract, and drain your wealth emotionally and financially. The rise of financial influencers is a symptom of something bigger, a generation hungry for financial guidance, but living in a world flooded with noise. Social media has become the new classroom, but without careful filters, it becomes a casino. Financial influencers inspire, simplify, and educate, but they also mislead, manipulate, and financially harm those who take them at face value. Social media is not your financial advisor. Its goal is not to make you successful. It's to grab your attention. And attention in today's economy is money. The platforms don't care if you lose your savings in a pump and dump scheme. They don't care if you max out your credit cards trying to keep up with influencer lifestyles. They just care that you keep watching. So take control. Thank you for listening. Until next time.